Right. Minute or 2 minutes are kind of awkward while we make sure the tech is working.
True. Let me go on to LinkedIn and see. Look, I didn't forget what I did last time. I went to your YouTube. That's right. Yesterday I went to your YouTube.
I got the
Let me
YouTube up,
see.
and actually YouTube is working. Cool.
Oh, good. Okay. Let me go ahead and Donnie Bryant.
Ay, caramba. There's so
Let me
much.
see. Okay, here we are. So yeah, because today is the okay. All right, cool. So I
I was
can.
hoping I had picked the right the right poster.
I know, right? That is like the worst. Let me
Yeah,
see.
Facebook
Okay.
seems to be working.
Okay, good stuff. So
I think we're in
let
good
me
shape.
share this on my Facebook.
Perfecto. So to anyone who happens to be watching, if anyone is here yet, welcome. It looks like there's at least two people.
Welcome, welcome, folks.
All right, we have an incredible conversation queued up for today. Oh, Theante's here, Sheriff Dean is here. Welcome, Kamari Ellis. Mr. Radio Voice told me
What's
he's
up,
going to try and pop
fam?
in today. So this is going to
Oh,
be yeah, it's going to be a great conversation today. So we'll kick it right off. Maria, how are you doing today?
today I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Just thankful to be alive. A lot of people that went to sleep last night and didn't have the opportunity to wake up. So I think that's always a good start. So yeah, things are good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm breathing. I'm thankful.
Hey,
All the family is here. And as I was telling you before we got on, I got a chance to sit and talk with my goddaughter this morning. We had about
nice.
2 hours worth of conversation about
Oh,
life.
wow.
She's in her mid-20s, so there's a lot of wisdom I feel like these younger people can use. So it was a great conversation.
Definitely.
I'm thankful today's a good day. The sun is shining, and I get to talk with you. So I mean, what's better than that?
Hey, let's get it popping. We're about to help our peeps make this money with this email marketing though.
And you know what? This conversation, I told y'all yesterday, if anybody remembers this, I was like, this conversation is gonna blow you. It's gonna take you to a whole nother place, because we're gonna talk about whether this is Black Friday or not. I framed this as because that's how you kind of did it. Black Friday emails that you should be thinking about right now.
Yeah.
Campaigns that you should be getting ready to go out, because these are going to make you money. They're gonna increase your connection. They're gonna give you the additional feedback that you need to continue to grow your business and to leverage those things. We got Pakistan in the house. What's up?
Hey, what's happening in Pakistan? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's probably pretty late in Pakistan, I think. Right?
Probably. Thank you for coming on. For real. Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Everything. Thank you for coming back as well. Deontay, of course. Thank you. This one
Yes.
just says LinkedIn user.
LinkedIn user.
So hey fam.
So sometimes, if you got, I can try and pop in here and see who it is. But all right. So I don't know if you want to have like some preliminary thoughts, or we get right into the different kinds of campaigns.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just share a few little preliminary thoughts. So, like Bonnie said, today we are going to go into email sequences, must-have email sequences that you need to prepare for Black Friday. Okay, so this is like you just got to have them.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say, Donnie, is just to like cue them up. Hi, Krista. Just cue them up and let them know like that's what we're talking about in terms of the content today. So I do have some slides.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we can share those. So I want to say like this. I think a lot of entrepreneurs and marketers they just think I have however many days leading up to Black Friday. I got whatever offer I have, and they don't think about strategic moves that they can make to set themselves up for ultimate success, or the biggest level of success that they can reach.
Right.
The strategy here, which is what we're going to talk about, creating campaigns for intentional results and specific results that will take you where you want to go. So I can't wait to talk about this. And these are some things you probably haven't thought about. And not a lot of people are talking about these. They talk about whatever sexy topic there is. These are just practical, money-making, connection-building campaigns that you should use. And for the people who do use them, they get great results from them. And so I think that the same thing is going to be true for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Malik said he has his pen and book ready to take notes. So excellent. With that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen and we will jump into it. Share screen. Okay, so okay.
You can do it on your side? Please?
It does say I can do it. Let me see
Okay.
slides. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. So, okay. All right. Well, it's asking me if I want to share my entire screen, which
Oh, yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, that's
Usually, they have like if you're in Chrome, it says Chrome tab. You can go in there and select an
there it is.
individual tab. Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Okay, cool. So y'all can see it.
Let me make sure that it's all visible here.
Let me see because I can look on my phone.
I gotta add it here. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let me know. Y'all drop a comment and let us know if you can see the slides. It should open up to sales sequence.
Yeah.
And you may notice that, it says number 3 sales sequence. That's because this is part of a larger presentation that I've done, right? So I'm just giving you guys a little guys and gals and beautiful human beings. I'm just giving you all just a little snippet, if you will. But what I'm covering today really is relevant to sales. I'm sorry, it's relevant to Black Friday. So with that being said, the first sequence that you need, the first email sequence that you need is a sales sequence. I know that may sound kind of silly, but the reality is that sometimes business owners or even those of us in a creative industry like copywriting, we forget to ask for the sale. We literally don't ask for the sale. Like we'll send this really dope email, like going through all the benefits and features of said product or service. And then all of that build up in anticipation only to not even very directly ask for the sale. So the very first thing, and in my opinion, arguably the most important email sequence that you need for Black Friday is a sales sequence. And so I'm oftentimes asked, like, okay, so how many of those emails should you have? And unfortunately, I have to give the very annoying answer of it depends, right? Because there are so many factors, Donnie. I see you laughing. There are so many factors that go into deciding what works for your business or your client's business. So I say at a bare minimum, you want 7 sales emails. And
That's
the
the
reason
number I give too, by the way.
what you say, Donnie?
That's the number I give too when asked. So we're on the same page.
Exactly. I mean, literally, y'all, that is just a bare minimum. That's like, you know what? I've waited until the last minute to launch this Black Friday offer, but I have to put something out there. Let me just write these 7 emails and put it out there, right? So, like, that's a bare minimum. Okay. So no less than 7. But the reason why my initial answer was it depends is because contingent upon the price point for your product or service, obviously if it's a higher price point, more than likely it's going to take more emails. Also, it depends on your sales process. So for some folks, there's an application process, there's an interview, there are multiple steps to get to that sale. And so that obviously will take more emails as well. So there are a lot of different factors that go into deciding exactly how many emails you need for a sales sequence. But again, and thankfully, Donnie and I are in agreement with this, no less than 7. I will tell you all that I have written as many as like up to 30, especially during Black Friday. You know what? Actually, last year for a client, if I'm not mistaken, I think we had written 40 emails for one client, 40 emails.
Yep.
So what's going on, Gideon? Following from Niger. Welcome, welcome. And so, it just depends, but don't have fewer than 7. Do not go less than 7. And even with the 7, my suggestion is that you send an email every single day. So 1 email per day, every day, leading up to the end of your sale, right? So again, if we're speaking in terms of Black Friday and you're having a special discount or something for Black Friday, you want to send those 7 emails every single day. All right. So here's just a quick example I wanted to show you all of a sales email. Obviously, it's just a very, short snippet. You don't even really get to see a ton of copy. But I have locks, if you haven't noticed. And so there is this company called the Lot God that, they send emails. And this is an example of a sales email where the thing I liked about this email, excuse me, is that if you look at the copy at the top, it literally reads Spice Noir collection back in stock. And I don't think it's a coincidence that number one, this copy is above the fold, meaning this is the copy that I'm seeing before I have to scroll on my phone screen, right?
Yep.
Number two, I also don't think it's a coincidence that back in stock are all like bigger in terms of size, right? So it's all the same font, but back in stock really screams at you. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this is, an example, just one, again, just one email example of a sales sequence. So, of course, I'm gonna pause here, and Donnie, I'm sure you have, some things you may want to add as well, just in terms of like the sales sequence for Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to circle back to, what you mentioned, is how this looks on mobile. It's important for all of us to think about and to test, because when we write emails or have emails designed, we got to make sure to test them and look at how it looks on an iPhone, how it looks on your Galaxy thing, just because the reality is probably 70% of your audience, depending on multiple factors, but 70% of your audience is going to, at least their first view of the email, be on a mobile device. And you want to get the attention, as you mentioned, instantly. Tell them what's going on, what's in it for them,
Right.
why they should get excited before they have to scroll, because they may not scroll at all. So subject line, of course, is important. The preview text is important, but also just this first above the fold section, pardon me, is very important. So this is great because it's a hot item, right? In this particular email, and back in stock, always it communicates, it like sub-communicates. This is hot item. It's been in demand. It's sold out. And now's your chance to get this hot item. And you might want to jump on it right now, because
Exactly.
how long is it going to stay on stock? And you don't even have to read any of the copy to get that. Sorry, I really got.
No, it's fine. I'm going through it too. I think it's this seasonal stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it was like this yesterday. I don't know what happened, but
I know. Yeah, it wasn't for either one of us. I don't know. Today, for some reason, my throat is like going crazy. But yeah,
maybe you caught it from me.
No,
we like
I
sent
agree
it over
totally.
the internet.
I know, right? I know. Oh my gosh, telepathically.
So let
And
me
I
say
have
one
to
other
agree
thing.
with you, honey. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have to agree with you. Like that's such a great point that you raised. In terms of just again, like with that text being at the top. What's up, Amina? Thank you so much for the compliment. With that text, with that copy being at the top, the way that it is, I mean, like you said, you don't even have to read the rest of it because it automatically tells you as soon as you open that email, you know that this is like a high in demand product that typically sells out. And now it's back in stock. So you need to hurry up. So there's that sense of scarcity and urgency here in which you feel compelled to hurry up and buy that product so that you don't, miss out from it. So, I totally agree with you. This was very well executed, and I also like their subject line too. Your locks will smell like Tom Ford. I think that is so cute because what it does is, and I love emails that. How do I explain it? I love emails that tie me to a real feeling. And that's what really, as copywriters, honestly, that is really our goal, right? Like every email that we write, it needs to connect our reader to a real tangible feeling, or it needs to tap into the senses is the point. And so for me, when I read that subject line, even now, I mean, I've obviously this was sent back in June of this year, but even now reading it, it's like, wow, I'm instantly brought to the smell of Tom Ford cologne, perfume, or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's a good smell. So this was very well executed. And I mean, generally speaking, this brand, shout out to the Lot Guide, like they do a phenomenal job. It doesn't surprise me why every time I go to the website, everything is almost sold out. Yes, I'm complaining low key, but it doesn't surprise me because I mean, they do a wonderful job with their email campaigns.
Yeah. I mean, this is really great because also sub-communicated here, Tom Ford is a high-end brand.
Exactly. Great point.
And I mean, you smell it, so you're gonna feel good. Also, people around you smell it, so they're gonna be like, "Ooh, that's a pleasant aroma," and it communicates high status.
Yep.
All this happens, and you don't even just a few words.
Yep.
So they strategically chose this, and you can do the same thing, and you should do the same thing in your emails. Communicate these things. What's the feeling that your audience wants to feel? What do they want to feel? Like, what do they want to accomplish in the area that you're serving them? In this particular thing, they want their hair to be healthy. They want it to look great. They want it to smell great. Because also, we all know, well, if you know people with locks, there's some people who don't take care of it, right?
Right. Exactly.
And it may not be the most friendly aroma, right?
Right.
You don't want, you're completely separating yourself from the people who don't take care of themselves. You're going to be in that upper echelon of people who look good, smell good, and feel great. And all that is communicated. So what's the attaching to feeling? Exactly. What's the feeling that they love to feel? What is it going to be when they read the email? They're going to be like, oh, I want to experience that for myself.
Exactly.
And they can begin to feel it as they're reading it. Because in their mind, they're like, what would it be like for my hair to smell like, for my locks to smell like Tom Ford? I just all day, every day, I'm just, I'm in a whole nother place. So you can do that with email. You should do that with as much as you can with your emails. I won't belabor that point because this is great, really great. But one other thing I want to say, as you're doing across 7 emails or more, right? Think about the argument that you want to make. So you can have a complete argument or complete sales message broken into multiple pieces. They'll overlap likely, but you can hit multiple senses, multiple feelings, multiple pieces of proof, evidence, or social proof, so that whatever you're trying to sell, the every email that they read, they're more and more convinced if they haven't already bought, right? Maybe I should do this. Here's what I'm going to get out of this. Here's why it's not a risk for me to do this. And all those things. And so every message, and you add another, if you're telling a different story, all these things make a more complete argument or a more complete case for why this is the right time to buy this. And especially if there's urgency like this, you can say this typically sells out. And going into Black Friday, sales are going to be higher than they are during any other time of the year. If you want to buy this, if you're interested in having this experience, now's the time to get in on it. You don't have to do any pressure like that. It's just stating the fact. It's Black Friday, y'all.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's Black Friday. Like, this is if there was ever a time to drive a sense of urgency, scarcity, it's during Black Friday. And like I shared yesterday when Donnie and I were chatting, Ezra Firestone and Molly Pittman. Ezra Firestone, if those of you who may not be familiar, he is a world-renowned e-com guru, basically. I mean, the guy, off of one blog post, he was able to generate $15 million in sales. He owns a makeup skincare line or something like that for older women. And Molly Pittman, his business partner on this marketing agency that they co-founded called Smart Marketer, she is the freaking queen and whiz of Facebook ads. So their firm just released, or their agency just released some data earlier this year that shared 30% of revenue earned in a company's, of a company's revenue is earned from email during Black Friday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a very important time to really lock in and get the right messaging out. Stay top of mind, send those emails on a frequent basis, because you definitely want to be top of mind when your prospective customer is ready to make a purchasing decision. You just want to be there. You don't want them to get distracted by one of your competitors, because I can assure you, your competitors are showing up as well. So yeah, this is the time. Like, seriously, it's the time. I know y'all probably get tired of people saying that, like, no, now or never. But I mean, it's true. Like, this is the time to like really be more aggressive and assertive with that. So yeah, like I said, that's the sales sequence, super important. So now we're going to move on to the next one. And that is the abandoned cart sequence. So this one is very relevant to those of you who are in the e-com space, meaning that you're selling a product or service that requires a shopping cart, right? So if you have a shopping cart, or your client has a shopping cart on their website, you really want to lock in on this particular sequence. The abandoned cart sequence is exactly what it sounds like. It is when a prospective buyer goes to the website, views the products or services, clicks to add something to the shopping cart, gets there, puts in their basic information, and then for whatever reason or another, they do not input that credit card information. They do not move forward with that sale. And so, there are a multitude of reasons that may cause this, right? The
Yeah.
dog chewed up the charger for the computer, so now the computer died. The phone rang and the kid is sick at school. There was a loud bang outside of the house. There are so many reasons that distract us and pull us away from whatever it is that we're doing. But then also, it could have been, hey, they got to the checkout. And I used this example the other day when I talked about this. Let's say I'm purchasing some lipstick. When I'm on the website, I see the lipstick is $17. I go ahead and add it to the shopping cart. I get to the checkout page, and then I notice I'm getting hit with taxes and shipping fees. So now my $17 purchase has increased to $25, and I wasn't anticipating spending $25. So now I'm gonna have to sit on it because I'm like, oh, well, I thought it was 17, but now I see it's 25. So this is where the abandoned cart sequence is really like super critical, because what happens is it gives you an opportunity to go back and grab that person. And really, this is a great opportunity for you to incentivize them coming back, right? So, for example, using the lipstick experience, shopping for lipstick as an example, I abandoned the cart, right? Well, then I received an email saying, hey, did you forget something? And then in that email, they're like, you know what? Shipping is on the house. Don't worry about the shipping. I can assure you I'm going to be more inclined to go back and go ahead and make that purchase. Why? Because they've already addressed one of my objections.
Yeah.
One of my objections when I got to the shopping cart was, oh my gosh, I had anticipated spending $17. Now my $17 purchase has increased to, $25, which I was not anticipating. And so now I'm not interested in anymore. Right. And
Right.
so what that incentive does is it says, hey, don't worry about that. We got it. It's on the house. We'll take care of the shipping. You just go ahead and pay for the taxes and the lipstick. Now, it still isn't $17 like I thought, but I can deal with 19, right? Like these are the psychological silly things as human beings that we in our mind, like it just makes sense. It's like, well, I was expecting to spend 17. I got to the shopping to the checkout page. It was 25. Now they're telling me they'll take care of shipping. So it's 19. I can do that, right? So
as a trigger, free shipping, even though it's more than what you initially thought, but free shipping though, you have the endowment effect. Like you've given me something I need to take advantage of this opportunity to save money. Free shipping. I mean, that's gonna be a killer.
Exactly. Every time, right?
Yep.
So this is what you all are looking at right now is just an example that I captured from GoDaddy. As you could probably tell, the email is dated 2017. So I mean, I've been with them for a pretty long time, but nevertheless, here they, were reminding me, like, apparently I was shopping for some domain names and I added the domain name to the shopping cart and I didn't move forward with it. So they sent me this email. So when you think about how many of these should you send, right? I'm going to be dropping some numbers and stuff like that. And Donnie, of course, I welcome, your thoughts too. But when it comes to the abandoned cart sequence, in my opinion, you should have about 3 emails. One that goes out an hour or so after they have abandoned cart. Well, actually, I had said a little sooner than that. So one that goes out maybe about 30 minutes or so after they've initially abandoned the cart. Another one that goes out anywhere between 1 to 3 hours after they've abandoned the cart. And then the last one that goes out 24 hours after they've abandoned the cart. So those are my suggestion, or that's my suggestion. I do think 3 emails for this particular sequence makes sense. But at bare minimum, no more, no less than 1. You do need to have an abandoned cart sequence. You just need to have it. You need to have that email. So Donnie, I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts in terms of the number?
Yeah. I actually feel like exactly the same way that you have, and or that the way that you do. I've done some testing, right? And seen the same thing. Like a lot of people make the mistake of waiting for that first one. 4 hours.
Yeah.
You don't really want to do that. Like I understand, you want to have some period of time because whatever distracted them may still be distracting them. But
exactly
30 minutes, That's exactly where we tested that. 30 minutes seems to be the most productive time to send that first email. I think it makes a lot of sense to send another one a few hours later.
Yeah.
And, depending on, but 4 hours, 6 hours later, and then one like the following day, you're about to miss out on whatever if it's free shipping or whatever.
Yep.
There's a follow up the next day, 24 hours or 18 hours later, whatever. So yeah, I agree. I think more than 3 is overkill.
Yeah.
But I think one is absolutely of course, bare minimum. You couldn't do less, but you could do 0.
Right.
Do 1, and I think 2 makes tons of sense. Especially because if maybe it is something that if I was distracted or I couldn't finish the cart, but maybe it's something that does take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Send something a little bit later, just to remind them. Like even if they saw the abandoned cart, the first one,
right?
Say, oh yeah, I want to get back to that. But then if having an expiring benefit or just adding a secondary benefit, it makes sense to send 2. So I really recommend it. You got 2, 3. One is better than none, but if you're gonna do 1, you might as well do 2, or you might as well do 3. That's how I feel.
I know, right. No, that's a great point. Yeah. I wouldn't do more than 3, to be honest. Now, I don't think it'll hurt. Like if you really just want to go all in, you could send, I think what would be ideal is, 20 to 30 minutes after they initially abandon cart, and 1 to 3 hours after they've abandoned cart, 24 hours. And then maybe if you do 2 more, let's say 48 hours after they've abandoned the cart, and then a week after, right? If you really just want to go in, you can, but I think 3 is pretty, I think that's pretty efficient. And quite frankly, if they didn't purchase by the time they got that 3rd email, they're probably not going to purchase at that time anyway.
Right.
But what you do want to do is just keep them in your top of mind sequences. So your top of mind sequences, your newsletters, any sort of kind of evergreen type content that you send to your list, you just want to keep them there. So that way, when they are once again ready to make that purchase decision, you are at least top of mind when they're ready to move forward for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I think, 3, and again, looks like Donnie agrees that, 3 is a pretty good number for your abandoned cart sequence. What's up, Laura? What's up, Leza? And what's up, Alfonso? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced you all's name. Please forgive me. Somebody said Tom Ford Lost Cherry is. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I have Oud Wood or whatever it's called. I don't know how you pronounce it. Oud, is that French? I have some upstairs. Yeah, just saying.
Nice. Okay, fancy. Yeah, look at you trying to be slick on the low. Fancy over there, y'all. He's fancy. So the next one. This is actually one of my favorite email sequences. So value add. This one you all get slept on a lot. This one gets slept on a lot, man.
Yeah.
The point of the value add sequence is exactly how it's named, is to add value. So this sequence is it needs to trigger right after the person has made the purchase. Okay, so the value add sequence needs to go out after the person has made the purchase. Now, the point of the value add sequence is to minimize buyer's remorse, because we are all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Okay. I make a purchase now. When I'm making the purchase, I'm excited. Adrenaline's racing. I'm like, oh, snap, I can't wait to get that. And then what happens? I get a phone call or a text message from my nieces. Hey, auntie, could you send us, cash app us X amount of dollars? I want to get this cute coat or whatever. And then I'm like, dang, that money I just spent, I could be sending that to my nieces, man. Let me go look at this refund policy real quick. Yep. Right. And so it happens to the best of us. So Mr. Malik said I missed the 3rd slide. Oh, I think maybe he's talking to Laura. So nevertheless, the value add sequence, the goal of this sequence is to prevent buyer's remorse. And so what that looks like is that, again, I'm going to use the lipstick example. So what that looks like is after I've made my purchase, right? You sent me that abandoned cart email. You reminded me, hey, you left that lipstick in the shopping cart. We're going to take care of the shipping fee for you. So now I've already made my little $19 purchase, right? $17 plus tax. And so, okay, cool. the next email I need to get after that, once I, get my receipt and all that kind of stuff, right, is I need to get an email that gets me excited, that affirms my decision to go ahead and buy that lipstick. And so what that looks like is, hey, check out, some popular celebrities who've worn a similar color. So notice, it doesn't even have to be the same. It doesn't even have to be your product or your client's product or service. It can literally be like somebody else's product or service. But again, the point is you're just wanting to affirm that person in their decision, right? So if I get an email saying, hey, check out Rihanna wearing the same color when she performed at the Super Bowl, like, I'm gonna be like, oh snap, okay, so I'm out here, I'm about to be looking like Riri out here, like a freaking, fashion icon, a fashion music icon, right? And beauty icon at this point. So, literally, it just makes that person feel good. Like, it gives them the warm and fuzzies. And so when we think about value add emails in terms of like how many of these should go out, again, I'm always kind of leaning somewhere between 3 to 5. Certainly no less than 3, in my opinion. And the reason being is because, again, like once they make that purchase, like an hour or so after, send that first email, right? Again, just so every email is affirming them and getting them excited. And then after that, you wait a day or two and you send them something else. So again, let's use the lipstick example. Excuse me. Now I'm receiving a link, an email that links me to a blog post on the company's website that walks me through ways to make sure that my lipstick lasts throughout the day, because that's a common complaint amongst people that wear lipstick is, okay, is my lipstick going to fade after I, drink a bottle of water and eat something? Like, my lipstick is gone for the day. So I'm going to now send out this email, or the company is going to send out this email with a link to a blog post that basically tells me, like, how can I optimize usage of my lipstick? So that comes like 24 hours after I made the purchase. And then maybe, 48 hours after I made the initial purchase, now I get another email that is just testimonials from people who have purchased the same lipstick as me. Oh my gosh, I had issues with chapped lips, but this lipstick moisturizes my lips and it looks great on me. Or, oh my gosh, ever since I started wearing this lipstick, I'm getting a bunch of people approaching me and asking for my number, right? Again, everything that you're putting in these emails, the entire purpose is to affirm the person's purchase so that they don't come back and exercise their right to use your refund policy. So I'm going to pause because I feel like I've been talking a lot. Donnie, what are your thoughts? Donnie?
I just, you took me 22 years ago. I remember my first kiss with my wife.
Hey, okay.
Right before that, she was wearing purple makeup. I'm sorry, purple lipstick.
Okay.
It was like a deep, I can remember like vividly. It's 22 years ago.
Wow.
But anyway, it was purpley, but like a red. I don't know how to classify these colors. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We were studying together. Actually, we were studying. Like, we're in the room. We were in the only people
studying human anatomy, huh?
We had, and anyway, she must have caught me looking at her. Anyway, so you're talking about lipstick, and you said all these everybody's asking me for my number, and I was like, the right lipstick will do that.
Yeah, seriously.
It will do that. Yeah. So I think you're right on all of these points. It's funny when you said the number, and I said 3 to 5, and you said 3 to 5 is like we're seeing the same things, and philosophically, practically, we're on the same page with these. And again, depending on your product and all those things, you'll have a different approach. But you're exactly right. What you want to do is make them feel smart for making the decision.
Yeah,
you made the right choice. You're going to have great results. You're going to have a great experience. And especially if you got to ship something, you want to have, I used to call them stick emails, right? You want the purchase to stick, because you don't want them saying, maybe I don't need that. So you don't want them deciding before they even get it, I don't need this.
Exactly. Yep.
You give them reason to feel good about, you made a smart choice. You made a choice that's going to improve whatever area of your life. And here's some ways you can even begin to experience the benefits now, right? Yeah. You can start planning. Here's how you optimize that lipstick wear.
Yep.
Here's how you do whatever you do to get the guys asking for your number, or right. It's like all these things. If you have like a book, right? I used to like to do this, like wait till you see what's on page 21.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a good subject.
At least got
to take that one. I'm going to have to take that one, Donnie. That's a good subject line.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a good
so
one.
you do these things and then it's just like, yes, I definitely want this. I can't wait till this arrives. Or if they
Yeah,
buy something and it's in like instant download, like a digital thing, you can do the same thing, right?
yeah,
To encourage consumption. Because if they never read it, they'll be like, I don't know why I spend money on this. But if you
exactly.
get them, point them to something that they'll, when they see it, they're gonna be like, oh, that's so good. Then they're like, they see the value instantly. So don't let apathy, like, okay, I got it, but whatever. No, encourage them to use it to get some benefit from it quickly. So they'll instantly say, I made a smart choice and I'm beginning to see benefits really quickly. So you
Exactly.
can do
Yeah.
all that in 3 days, 3 emails over the course of 3 days, 5, 7, depending on how complex your offer is. And that will reduce returns. It will increase what you're going to talk about next, satisfaction and the communication of satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like they'll get more value out of it.
Yeah.
If you tell
Yeah.
people how to get value from your thing, they'll get more value from it. So just sending these emails actually improves the entire experience, not to mention preventing returns and things like that. So this is spectacular. This is when you shared this one before, I said, oh, people need to hear this because
Yeah.
not enough people are talking about it.
No, that's true. I mean, honestly, I would argue that the value add sequence is literally the most slept on email sequence
I
that there
agree.
is. I mean,
I agree.
seriously, I've purchased many things. I'm a consumer too, right? And
Sure.
so I can count on one hand, seriously, one hand, how many times I've gotten an email that affirmed my purchase after I made it. And so, just to explain what we're looking at on the screen here is this company, Hyperbolic Stretching. You all have probably seen their ads. I mean, I've been seeing their ads literally for years all over Facebook and Instagram. These people, they do an amazing job. So I went ahead and bought it, right? Because I was like, this funnel is like crazy. They have like thousands of comments. I mean, and this is just as a sidebar for those of us who are service providers and we have clients and stuff like that, or even if you own your own e-com or whatever business, if you see someone crushing it on in the digital space, right? Like you see their ads coming up on Facebook and Instagram, you see the thousands of comments or hundreds of comments and shares and things like that for that particular ad. It's a good idea to go ahead and opt into their funnel, right? And so
Yep.
that's what I did. This company, they sell a course that teaches you how to, be able to do Chinese splits or splits in general within a certain period of time. And so I was just so fascinated by how well their, funnel was executed. I was like, I got to get in on this. Let me see what they're doing. And so here's an example of like when I made that purchase, I received this email. So see, they're already tackling objections right after you have made your purchase, right? And as you can see here, the subject line reads, they say, quote, you can't get flexible after 40, end quote. Here's what we believe. So they're already trying to again knock down those objections, affirm you in your purchase, and really affirm you in your ability to get the desired results, which is flexibility, right? And
Yep.
so I just think that this campaign is their funnel is so well executed and built out. There is another company, unfortunately the name escapes me, but I'm an avid journaler, and so there's another company. They sell some, pretty what I would consider to be an expensive journal. So their journals are a bit expensive in my opinion. And so after you have made the purchase, what they do is they send you a value add email with a YouTube video that is walking you through how to get optimal use out of your journal. And I mean, that's really where I was introduced to this. I was listening to
Yep.
a podcast interview and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's brilliant, bro. Like, I cannot believe that we have not been doing this for clients. So, this is a super important sequence. I really hope that you all are, locked in. I see Conrad. What's up, Conrad? We implemented new post-purchase emails a month ago that showed the customer how to use the product and promote complementary products. Added a few thousand of quote unquote forgotten revenue with very little effort.
Come on, man.
Kudos, man. See, y'all, this is unfiltered. We're getting this in real time. Like, look at this. Gideon says, learning so much here. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. What's up, Joel? I do see Joel stepped in.
Yep. Yep.
Um, So yeah, honestly, you all, this value add sequence is a game changer. I mean, obviously, Conrad just proved that, right? It is a game changer. So, and you know what? As an aside, I just want to share. Like Conrad was saying that they implemented post purchase emails. So that's another thing with our industry. Like we have different names for the
Right.
same
I just
thing.
call
Right?
this stick emails, right?
We stick emails. Yeah.
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 Get the concept. Right.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
first of all, as another aside, if I had to pay $5 for a journal, it's an expensive one for me. Look, I got this used to be we kept track of our insurance payments, life insurance payments on, and there's no book. And once I got some pages left. Like I don't know what we did. Maybe we went digital. I don't pay attention to the bills. My wife does that. Anyway, this is my free journal here.
That is so funny.
At the end of the school year, I take the notebooks back from the kids with the ones that they didn't finish.
Yep.
I got pages for days. I got more notebooks than I know what to do with. So anyway, I'm just making fun.
I think that's like a writer thing, that we're obsessed with stationery. I am absolutely obsessed with stationery. I mean, it is like silly. Like I shared with Donnie when I talked about this recently. Like this is my journal. I spent $100 on the journal because it's like some kind of special leather or something like that. And I was
and there's a $50 bill nestled in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, I wish. So yeah, I mean, I got this journal, and then when I traveled out of the country, I found some really like expensive Italian stationery store and ended up spending 40 or $50 on like this stationery thing with a pencil and pencil sharpener. I mean, it's like pathetic, but I love stationery. Like I want to see like notebooks and like journals around me. I'm obsessed.
It's crazy. But what is it? I can't remember the name of this company, but they what is this? I can't remember. Anyway, I bought a 3-pack. Moleskin. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
$10 for like 20 pages of paper. But I get to have a nice little thing in my pocket to take notes. Never know anyway, that's off topic, but
I know. Sorry, y'all. We're just, again, it's unfiltered.
Nerding out. Wait, no, Laura says she has.
Oh, we're not alone in this. There we go. See, we're not weird.
Now look, Laura. Now this is off topic, but did I show you guys this pen? Conrad has seen this pen.
No.
Again, my wonderful wife. This is a Waterman.
Okay.
$150.
Ooh.
Now, when you think about it, this $150 when my wife bought it. Must have been 2008. No, 2009 probably. So probably now it's $250. Anyway, before I was making any money as a copywriter, but she said I believe in what this guy's doing, and so she bought me for my birthday the Waterman, and she bought me I can't remember. There's a French company, I can't remember the name of it, and an $80 pen. She bought me 2 pens. Anyway, what kind of a psychopath writes with a $150 pen when you can buy a Bic? A Bic is a 10-pack costs $2.
Right.
Because that's what we do.
I know. I mean, no, I think, wow, that's awesome.
I shouldn't make fun of you. You got a $100 journal. I got a $150 pen.
I know. No, I know. It's I mean, hey, we like what we like. I mean, and really, this goes back to the power of what we do, right? As copywriters, because as copywriters, we are marketers. That's who we are. That's what we do. And the reality is the difference between the $100 journal or the $150 ink pen versus the, $2 journal and the $2 ink pen is really just perceived value. And that perceived value is communicated via copy. That's just what it is. That's what it boils down to. I'm sure that these, the companies, sure. I mean, they source their leather from the, whatever villages out in France, who knows, but at the end of the day, it's perceived value. That's the difference.
That's the logical justification, right? It's Corinthian leather, whatever it is. It's the story that you tell yourself. Like for me, like I said, this is meaningful to me for 2 reasons. Number one, my wife got it for me, so it's special. And she like I said, she spent more money probably than I made in that year on these gifts.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's meaningful. But also, like, I'm a professional writer. I can't be anything other than that with a pen that costs 100 times or 1,000 times more than what you could buy a pen for. Exactly. So the identity that I bought into as the owner of a Waterman pen, and they make pens that cost 10 times this.
Yeah.
Parker's got $5,000 pens. right?
Yeah.
And Mont
Yep.
Blanc has $15,000 pens.
Right. Exactly.
So there's levels. But anyway, I bought into the identity of a writer. And so it's meaningful to me in that way. Same thing with a journal. I'm serious about my journaling. I'm serious
Yeah.
about getting my inner life, my inner world on the paper where I can deal with it.
Yeah.
And investing in that is investing in your own identity. So that's what we're selling to some extent, helping people like have the experience reality in a way that they want to experience it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love what we do. It's awesome. We are really magicians out here. If you
That's
think
true.
about it, we are straight up magicians.
That's true.
So shout out to us. Uh, that's not arrogant at all.
It's not.
Let's see, Mr. Malik. Thank you so much. He said, I did Google digital marketing course, but your video is 10 times more useful and with maybe he was saying with practical like steps, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you for
And
that. Thank
examples,
you, Mr.
like you
Malik.
can steal some of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I agree. And I appreciate that
Yeah.
compliment
Thank you
as
so
well.
much for that.
That's what we're here to do, really, is to help y'all.
Exactly. And Laura said that's a great upsell too. Yeah, that's so true. I mean, if you're selling journals, you're right. It would be an amazing upsell to sell pens too. I might need to reach out to the company that I purchased this journal from because they are missing out on some additional
That's
revenue.
that forgotten revenue that Conrad is talking about.
Right, exactly. Yeah, a few
Yeah.
forgotten thousands. Yeah, that's a
Right.
great point, Laura.
Yeah, I bought my wife a little peacock. I don't know if y'all have, I would give you a tour of my house, but not today. Anyway, we have a peacock room because my wife loves peacocks. Anyway, I bought her a peacock. It was a calendar, like a daybook kind of thing.
Nice.
They had a matching peacock pen. It's a no-brainer. It's a
Seriously.
no-brainer. There's 100% uptake on that probably.
Absolutely.
I'm paying $20 for a daybook or whatever.
May as well.
The $3 for the pen or $5 for the pen.
Exactly.
100%. I bet 100% of people buy that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So I hope you all, I hope that you have learned about the value add, post purchase, stick email, whatever you want to call it. I hope that you have gotten value in us explaining the importance of this particular email sequence. And so this one, and again, just to reiterate, because I know that we had some folks join after we got started. So what we're talking about are the must-have email campaigns in preparation for Black Friday. So these are the must-haves. And the reason why you're seeing that these, sequences are numbered on the screen is because this presentation is part of a bigger presentation where I actually go over 9 different email sequences. But for the purpose or the sake of time, and also for the purpose of this conversation, we're only going to cover like maybe 3 or 4 of them. So this is the last one that we're going to cover from this presentation, and that's the feedback sequence. So wait a minute, before I get into that, I'm sorry. I know you have pulled up Conrad's comment. So, thought you were going to say you bought her a peacock. Yeah, that would have been quite a story for sure. That would have been a story. We would have had to pause this presentation and just talk about your peacock purchase and experience.
You know what? I'm going to show y'all something. You keep talking. I'm going to show y'all something. Let me turn my camera off so y'all can't watch the maze, but I'm going to show y'all something. Just keep talking.
Right. Okay, cool. So while Donnie does his thing over there, I'm just going to talk to you all about the feedback sequence. So the feedback sequence is exactly, again, what it sounds like. It's your opportunity to get feedback from the person or the customer who made the purchase. This is really important. Like going back to what I said in the beginning, when I was, saying like, we have to ask for the sale. You have to ask for feedback. Now, of course, it would be awesome if we are in a position in which people are just volunteering their feedback. And that does happen. And it feels great when that happens. But the reality is all of us are busy. I mean, think about it. Even little kids have agendas. Like kids be having soccer practice, soccer matches, piano lessons, violin lessons. Like even kids are busy. So it is really to your advantage to go ahead and remind your customers to give you feedback. Do not be shy about asking for feedback on the product or service. Now, why is this important? Like, who cares, right? Well, it's important for a few reasons. One is customer feedback or reviews. They play a really crucial role in a customer's or a prospective customer's buying decision, right? So I think most of us can agree that, when we're trying to make a purchase on a platform like Amazon, for example, one of the first things, and I'll speak for myself, one of the first things I do is I go straight to the comments. I'm sorry, the reviews. I go straight to the reviews, right? And I'm reading and sifting through the reviews to understand how did this particular product work for these people. So the 1-star reviews, I want to know, why were they rated 1 star? What's the difference in terms of the enthusiastic reviews that were 5-star and those that were just 1 star? So that's the first thing. This is a great way for you to really earn even more customers by using feedback from existing customers. That's the first thing. The second thing is feedback sequences are awesome in the sense that you are getting content. This is content that you can actually use for your email. This is content that you can use for blog posts. This is content that you can use for social media posts as well. So it just gives you more content that you can put out across various verticals or various mediums rather, and just attract more customers, or even get some existing customers excited to be a part of this community of folks that enjoy the product as much as they do, or the service as much as they do. So the feedback sequence, and Dunny, let me know when you want me to pause here so we can see what you got going on, because I see
you go.
Okay, I see a beautiful image of a peacock behind you, so I'm getting excited now. So this is just a quick example of feedback. So this company, Ninth and Maple, this is another company that I have to give them props. Their funnel is executed flawlessly. So here, back in May, made a couple of purchases, and they ended up sending me an email a few days after my package was delivered, asking me if I would give them feedback on the products that I purchased. So, this is really, really important. And again, this is one of those things I feel is slept on. Not as slept on as much as the value add sequences, but it is slept on. Don't forget to ask for feedback. And in terms of the number of emails for feedback, I would say no less than 3. Typically speaking, I do 5. I usually do about 5 feedback emails, but I would say no less than 3. Donnie, I welcome, your thoughts on that. What are you thinking in terms of the number of feedback emails?
Yeah, I think same, at least 3. Because one email, sorry, it's very echoey in here, but one is suboptimal. You're just gonna have to say, okay, I'll make a note of that, and I'll do that at some point.
Right.
So I like to you do 3. You give them another reason to do it. Shows maybe give them the reason why. The feedback that you share is going to help us serve you better in the future. It's going to help other people realize how amazing this is, or whatever. And plus, we just appreciate that. And then you do that 2-3 emails. I think 3 is minimum for what makes sense. Plus, it makes sense, I think, to just have this on automatic, like when you automate it as part of the sales sequence, but also just on a regular basis. You could send it to your whole list, or your whole list of buyers, because you want all that feedback. Let me say something else. When people verbalize what they like about you, it's more real to them.
Mm-hmm.
They like you a little bit more now that I've clarified that thought and put it on paper or digital, whatever.
Exactly.
I realize a little bit more. I really do enjoy this. I really do get value from this. This really is a special experience. So again, you're helping yourself, but you're helping them too.
Yep. Great point. And Donnie, you brought up something, man, I think that's brilliant what you said. When you talked about just sending the feedback sequence to the list of buyers in general, right? That's a really great idea. That's a really great idea. I mean, what will it hurt to just send an email to every person who's ever made a purchase from you and just invite them to leave feedback? I think that is like such a great top of mind email. I mean, there are so many things I can think of in terms of like use cases and why you should do that. So yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, that's so true. I love that. We're going to have to do something like that. See, this is why I love this is why it's so important that you connect with your colleagues, your peers, because we literally bounce ideas off of each other all the time. It's like, it's such a great reciprocal relationship and communication, because we're just pouring into each other, and we're like helping each other generate new ideas and new approaches. So it's awesome. Thank you, Donnie.
I'm always learning new stuff from you, even though you don't mean for it to happen that way. Like, oh,
True.
I see what you did there, or incidental things like the way on your email list. I'm always learning something new. Always.
Wow, thank you for that. Thank you.
Man. So I agree. Connect with your peers.
Yeah.
Change ideas. There's no downside to it. Even if you give away some of your secrets, they're not going to steal your customers. But the rising tide lifts all the boats.
Exactly.
And plus, you got friends. Like, it's good to have friends in this
exactly. Business. Yeah. And I see Gideon left. Well, a few of you left some feedback here, or some comments rather. But Gideon wrote, in terms of asking for feedback or selling a particular product for a Black Friday offer, wouldn't the prospect feel you are too pushy or salesy? So in terms of asking for feedback or selling a particular product, well, so Gideon, honestly, the sentiments, especially, and I'll speak more specifically for the US, right? Because I do understand, in different countries, like, for example, I spent a Thanksgiving in Canada, right? Well, I was in Canada during their Thanksgiving because it's not the same time frame as ours in the US. And they don't have all of this fanatical consumerism like we do in the US. They just don't. In fact, I did not even know it was Thanksgiving in Canada. I did not know until literally like the day of. I think the news anchor said happy Thanksgiving. I was like, huh? Thanksgiving? Because I had been going to the grocery store. I mean, I've been out in the city, and there were no signs. There was no mention of any sort of special sale or any of that. And I was so taken aback. And I mean, I had to actually call my local contact, and be like, today is Thanksgiving for y'all? I could not believe it. I just couldn't, because there is no way in the United States that we would not be inundated with promotions and sales and all of that in anticipation of Black Friday. I mean, hell, we're seeing them now. We haven't even gotten past Halloween, and I'm already seeing Black Friday promotions happening right now. So, Gideon, to more specifically answer your question, again, I'm going to speak from the US market. In the US, no, it would not be perceived as like pushy for you to start selling products around Black Friday, because the general consensus is that that's the time frame in which most people are actually looking forward to spending money. So there's that piece. And then in terms of asking for feedback, again, I will say, just over here culturally, it's not abnormal to be asked to leave feedback or, a review of your experience with the product or service. It's not abnormal. Honestly, it's anticipated. When you're checking out at the grocery store, even now at the grocery store, they'll tell you, oh, here's a survey on the end of your receipt. And they'll incentivize it by saying something like, if you complete the survey, you have an opportunity to win $1,000 gift card the next time you come shop with us. So here, honestly, culturally, and again, I'm specifically going to say the US, because I do know that we have people joining us from around the world. Thank you so much. The general consensus here is that it's totally fine to sell things during Black Friday. It is not pushy. And then it is 100% okay to ask for feedback or review for a product or service. Totally acceptable here.
Let me say this. Who cares? Look, pushy. It's not pushy. It's not pushy. It may be salesy, but what you're going to do, what we're encouraging you to do. Number one, selling something that's helpful, useful, valuable to people.
Yeah.
Like kissable lipstick and $100 journals. You can't sell a $100 journal. You can't push it on nobody.
Right.
The person who wants it, they want it. They're like, ooh, I see the value in that. Right? Nobody had to say, Maria, if you don't buy this journal, you're never going to get your life together. They didn't do that.
Exactly.
They said, hey, look, this is cool. It's nice leather. They got whatever it is. And you're like, I like that. And to yourself, you're saying, I'm the kind of person who would make this investment.
Exactly.
And so it's not pushy. Yeah. You can be pushy by being a jerk. Grant Cardone, for example, I shouldn't call him out, but whatever. And I got an email from him, this is years ago, if you don't buy this, I don't know how you're going to make it. Good luck to you trying to do this without me. Like, I almost said a bad word just now. Like, no, you can push it,
right.
but what we're doing is trying to add value to people's lives. And we're doing it in an attraction-based method. So we're bringing people onto our email list who are interested in our topic. So us selling us something valuable to someone who wants information and resources in that area, it's not pushy. But what we are trying to do is, if you have something that can help someone's life, help someone experience something better. If it's the lipstick, you're helping them feel better, feel pretty, or helping them to have resources for going out and feeling, this is my look. Now listen, I could take you to another place in this house. My wife has, I shouldn't tell y'all this, more than $10,000 worth of makeup in her makeup room. She has her own room. Last time I counted, there was 200 makeup brushes.
You counting, Donnie? Why are you up in there counting stuff?
I said, I bet you have 200 brushes in here. She said, nah. And I said, 200. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the point. She has, you're not pushing it on her. She likes lipstick. Yeah. I want all different things for all the different looks. And it's the same thing with a journal, with a pen, or with a product, or with this live stream here, right? We're trying to help you. And so it's we're not trying to be pushy. We're trying to present value to you to help you. And then we should try to push it. We should push it because this is going to help you. And so if I believe in my heart, you're going to be better off because I sold this to you, I should sell it to you. And so I want you to think about it the same way. Selling is serving.
Ooh.
Selling is leadership.
Ooh, that's right? A bar.
So wow. You can't overserve. It's not possible. And people need leadership. And so if you're selling them in a way that will lead them into something better, by all means, go hard at that. So anyway, I don't even understand the word pushy.
Right. When I heard your response, I was thinking that at some point in this explanation, or and you sharing in response to Gideon, you were going to use clown energy, but not that time. Okay, maybe next time, maybe tomorrow.
You never know when it's going to come up.
But no, that was a bar. Seriously, like when you said sales is serving, like that is so true. And so Gideon, with that being said, I think really the challenge is, or what I'm challenging you to do, all of us to do, is to not look at the work that we do as like the slimy salesman type of approach, right? Like we really are adding value. We're not trying to sell to people who don't want or have an interest in what we have to sell. Like Donnie said with his wife, she wants to buy certain lipstick colors. She wants to buy the makeup. So there is no need to be slimy or pushy. You are literally just presenting her with something that she already would want anyway, and helping her make an informed decision as to why she should purchase that particular brand or color versus another. So I do think that we have to be careful in our language when we're describing what we do. We're not pushy. We're not, again, the slimy car salesman. And you know what? I feel bad for car salesmen because they do have a very bad reputation. But we're not any of those people. We are just simply folks that have been gifted with a skill of helping people come to their own conclusion about a product or service that we are tasked to sell. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. There's nothing unethical about sales. Like Donnie says, sales is service or serving. I'm sorry. So yeah. But yeah, that was awesome, man. That was a great aside, great convo.
What you said is important also, right? We're helping people come to their own conclusions.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're helping people get out of their own way.
Exactly.
Like with the flexible thing, right? Like, can I get flexible after 40? No, I don't. You have a limiting belief. I'm going to help you overcome that.
Exactly.
Or you have some kind of excuse. I'm going to help you see how that excuse is not really valid.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you becoming flexible, blood flow is better for your health. You're going to be healthier. You're going to be more, enjoy life better. And you're going to probably live longer, quite frankly. You're going to be able to do other things. You're going to be able to play with your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. You'll be able to run the Chicago Marathon if you want to. World record just set in Chicago Marathon this last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Brian, I can't remember his name. Kelvin something. Nigerian. That's how we do.
Nigeria.
Right. So anyway, I'm just trying to help you out. So, but it's helping them to come to their own conclusion, helping them get out of their own way to do the thing that they want to do, or the thing that they, that's in their benefit. So yeah, this has been a great conversation, and it's important to think about these things in a positive way. Because
Absolutely.
we can make ourselves. I remember years ago, I was like, "Is what I'm doing ethical? Am I taking advantage of people?" But when you begin to really boil it down, you're just helping people. You're helping people make smart
certainly.
choices for their own benefit. If you're doing it right, there are people who do it wrong.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not telling you in any way to do those things, to lie to people, to manipulate people, or to sell crap to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if you're selling quality and you're doing it honestly, there's nothing wrong, nothing bad, nothing unethical about it.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. I mean, I think about when I was younger, and I was selling, I was in sales. So actually, making phone calls, like that kind
Yeah.
of selling.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, if I didn't feel comfortable selling the product or service, I was not a good salesperson. And so I think that is the key. Like that is the difference between like the slimy salesperson versus just someone who is a salesperson. If you are selling something that is not some sort of scam or is not good value or quality, then yeah, I mean, that's a different conversation. But again, by and large, what we're doing is we are just helping people come to their own decision, their own informed decision. We're just pushing that information to them to get them there. Laura said people don't know what they need until you present it to them. And that's so true. And that's what we do.
Sometimes they don't even know it's possible.
Exactly.
Don't
even
have a
know.
level of awareness. Oh, I have backache. I guess this is what happens when you get over 40.
Yeah.
Is it? It doesn't have to be. And here's how. Here's why. And then you can help someone experience relief from back pain. But that's because you presented it and you help them to see there are other options. You don't have to be subject to this pain. There's ways around it. So obviously, there are some things that maybe you have a back pain that can't be fixed by this thing. But again, as we explain it, and what you said yesterday about personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're helping people come to their own conclusion. Your personality will tell some people, don't buy from me.
Right.
And that's good. You're going to have people who shouldn't buy from you, and they'll be hopefully repelled by you being you. But the people who love you, the people who want, have the same values as you have, and they have the same vision for the future, they want to rock with you. And so it's all about that. It's all about giving people that awareness and giving them all the information they need to make a good choice for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean, like I said early on when I started this, when I went through the slides, obviously I stopped them because now we've reached, we've been actually, I cannot believe it. It's already been over an hour, which is crazy. That's insane. Like that went so fast. Time flies when you're having a good time. But yeah, that was it. Those are the sequences that you need for your Black Friday sale sequence, value add sequence, feedback sequence, and I'm missing one, abandoned cart.
Yep.
Yes. So those are the 4 must have. You gotta have them. Gotta have them. Conrad, we don't buy what's best for us. We buy what's best sold to us. Ooh. Dove G.
Yeah, Dove Gordon. That's a quote from Dove Gordon.
Gosh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one. So true. It's so true.
It points out, it makes a good point, right? If there are people who are selling substandard, sub-quality, dishonest stuff, they're selling, they're going to get sales. You need to go out there and bring positivity and quality. If you're not selling, people are not going to just buy because you're selling quality.
Right, exactly.
They need you to be serious about putting that presentation in front of them to show them this is quality, this is different. This will work for you if you do this in the right way. It's your responsibility to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. So, I mean, if you are watching this and you feel like, okay, great information, where do I start? I mean, I know we just kind of broke everything down and gave an overview, but obviously, there are some steps to this process. And so if you're watching this and you're like, okay, what's next? What do I do? How do I get started? Great information, but now I feel a little overwhelmed because this is another thing to put on the to-do list. Let me, assure you that we actually have something in place to where we can get you set up and going sooner than later. So I'm going to pause here, and Donnie, pass the hot potato.
Very good. So, for anyone who was here yesterday or on our live stream yesterday has heard about this, but if you haven't, Maria has a program. It's a group. I don't know what you want to call it. Group. It's not really group coaching, but it's like a cohort, a group of people who it's called Crash Course to Cash. This is Maria's been doing this for 20 years. 20 years, a little bit more.
Yeah, next year it'll be 20 years. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so she has learned everything there is. I shouldn't say that. We're all learning, but she's learned a lot. She's created systems, and she's created a program for a small number of people. Hopefully, I don't know how small, but a limited number of people will get in this group and go through these systems to create emails. The emails just to start, but emails that you're going to learn how to write emails that sell, emails that create impact and influence. You're going to also hand holding to get the work done. You're not going to get some information and go off to do it. As a group, we're working on it together. Everybody's going to be moving forward on their own thing, but you're going to be able to ask questions, give feedback. You're going to have structures in place and actually templates that you can plug and play. Incredible value. And I'm gonna reveal it now. Oh, look, Nikki's here.
Nikki!
You're going to get entire automation. Like, you get to download the whole thing and put it in your own CRM, your own email system. So you don't have to learn all these things by yourself. You don't have to get a book or a course and go through and try to figure it all out. You're going to get hands-on assistance, guidance, and camaraderie crash course. So you're going to quickly, this is a 5-week program for you to get these things in place so that by Black Friday, I think that's true, right? You're going to have all these assets in place for your own business, or if you want, you'll be able to use these for clients.
Exactly.
So incredible program. And I'll pass it back. But let me say this, Nikki, who was in the first cohort.
Yeah, Nikki.
Maria has an exceptional educational experience for copywriters or those who need copywriting in their business. So
thank you, Nikki.
This is from somebody who went through the process.
Yeah.
And come out the other side empowered and educated to run her business with additional resources and additional skills. So I want to pass it back to you, Maria. This is an incredible opportunity. There's so many more incredible things about it, but we're going to layer them in here. We won't take all day, but
yeah, no, that's true. First of all, Nikki, thank you so much for being here. I definitely want to shout out Nikki. As Donnie shared, Nikki was part of the first cohort, and really, you will have an opportunity to meet Nikki because all of the members of the first cohort are automatically enrolled in the subsequent cohort because they took, they were the first, they're pioneers basically of this program. And so that was my way of thanking them for believing in me and taking a chance on me with this new offer. So you will have an opportunity if you do join Crash Course to Cash, you will have an opportunity to meet Nikki and some of the other fabulous people that were part of the first cohort. But yeah, as Donnie said, just think about it this way. That you need this, right? Like, that you need these emails. That this needs to be done. And so you can sit there and, put it on your calendar and try to execute this on your own and as quickly as you possibly can. And of course, the longer we live, life is life and constantly. So you'll find that each week, as you're adding stuff to the calendar, somehow those emails will get pushed back. And then when we're on the 25th hour, heading into Black Friday, now you're stressing and trying to figure out how to make it all work. I want to help you avoid that. And that's why this program is 5 weeks. We're kicking it off next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, the 20th of October is when we're kicking it off. And I want to get you ready for Black Friday. And so the way that we can do that, and this is the reason why this is called Crash Course to Cash, is because we are accelerating your capacity to monetize those emails as soon as possible, right? And so instead of you having to write fresh emails on your own. Again, as Donnie mentioned, you're in a group setting with myself. We do have special guests, including Donnie, for example, who come on and, guide and mentor and help you get set up for success. So, like I did yesterday, I would like to, if it's okay, I would like to just read another review, if that's okay, Donnie. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this one comes from we're gonna read the well, you know what, since Nikki is here, I know Nikki just dropped something in the comment, but I want y'all to hear what Nikki had to say on June 1st of this year, right? Because the program ended at the end of May. So this was some amazing feedback that we got from Nikki on June 1st. So Nikki said, the overwhelming interest of Maria to share all that she could was refreshing. I walked away with copywriting and back end business tips, as well as some much needed sisterhood. And so that's the other piece that Donnie was mentioning. You are sharing space with other people, other like minded, ambitious people who are also eager to, again, accelerate their pathway to cash. And so we really did form a strong bond in the first cohort. It was really nice. We all looked forward. In fact, as I think about it, I can count on one hand how many times somebody missed a session. That just didn't happen. And if they did, I mean, the one instance that I'm thinking of, the person was sick. And even still, that person showed up the following week sick. So, that camaraderie and just being able to connect with like-minded people, it is really amazing. It's exceptional. And I'm so thankful that those individuals that join in the first cohort will be a part of the subsequent cohort, this one, cohort number 2. And I'm hoping that you'll join us too. But there is a special gift. If you join, there's a special gift coming from Donnie himself. I know. Okay, Donnie, what's that gift?
Give me this. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. But so my course, Inbox X Factor, which is video training on how to write high converting emails. And I break it down in multiple different sections of the email. There's subject line suggestions. I mean, I've given out so many of these. It's like they're probably worth nothing by now because there's so many everywhere. But subject line suggestions and email ideas for every day of the year.
Yeah.
So you never have to. This will be outside of the course where you're just doing your broadcast emails and keeping top of mind with your list. And you say, what do I write about? What am I going to talk about today? You don't have to think about it too hard because you can go in here and get an idea to start with. Obviously, you have to come up with your own application of it, but 2 ideas for every day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
There's 8 currently. I'm still supposed to make a couple more trainings. 8 videos on how to write great emails, which will complement what you're learning and practicing in the Crash Course to Cash setting.
Right.
And then those subject line ideas. So that's, which I had mentioned before. I had charged. It's been off the market for all year. I can't remember when I canceled it, but it's been off the market for a long time. You can't get it anywhere right now. I know it's charging $99 per month for that, but as part of this cohort, you're going to get access to that for free.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
We haven't told them the price yet. I don't even want to listen because this is.
I know, right? That's true. Well, and also, I mean, I have to stress, the deadline too is this weekend. It's October the 15th. So this isn't like open enrollment type situation indefinitely. That is, this is, we're open enrollment for now and we're shutting it down. And this is the last cohort for the year. So October the 15th, 11:59 p.m. Central Time, that is the deadline to sign up for Crash Course to Cash. And just in terms of the cost, it is $497. So it's $497. You can either pay that in full, full payment, or you can pay half today and the remaining balance within 30 days. And there is no additional fee if you do decide to do the payment plan. No additional fee, none of that garbage.
Who does that?
Hey, I just want to get people in the door. Get you in the door. Let's get you set up for success. And, I think it's important for me to share why did I even start this program to begin with? Because here's the thing, like, as Donnie mentioned, I've been in the space for, almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years next year. And one thing I noticed is that, like, in our industry, either you're working with the big guys, like the folks who are, earning multiple 6, 7 and above figures per year, or like nobody. basically. So all the quote unquote little dogs, the underdogs, get left behind. They're scrambling, having to piece together YouTube videos and different books to read and stuff like that. And so my hope with this program is that I can accelerate those underdogs, the folks who are, just starting their business or haven't quite gotten to the multiple six-figure level yet and above yet. My goal is to help you accelerate to that pathway, right? To that first $100,000. That is my goal because, again, I feel like this audience gets left behind. And oftentimes, products and services like a crash course to cash, they get outpriced. If you aren't really generating a ton of revenue in your business, having to invest $5,000 whatever for a coaching program sounds very overwhelming. Even if it's worth the money, you generally just may not have the money to do that. So my entire goal with this is to touch the folks who, typically speaking, they cannot afford the service providers like myself and Donnie. And typically speaking, they cannot afford even the coaching programs that even get them to that point. That's why I'm offering it at this price point. Now, with that being said, this is the absolute lowest price you would ever get it. And I said that when we launched cohort number 1 earlier this year, it was, even less than what I'm charging now. I'm not even going to say how much it costs. And I affirmed, I let them know, listen, you will never get it at this price again. And now I'm telling you the same thing. You will never have this opportunity at this price point ever again. So after October 15th, whomever is enrolled, they're enrolled and we're moving along and we're going to have yet another amazing cohort. So this is Donnie, I just want to say I appreciate you for being one of our valued partners with this particular offer because, I keep wanting to say last year. That wasn't last year. It was earlier this year. Earlier this year, you really brought in an amazing group of folks. So I'm looking forward to, again, having even more incredible people join our community. Yesterday, I had said I would like to see a few men come in. We got a man already, but I want to see a few more brothers come on in, and it's going to be a great cohort. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I want to. First of all, you know me. I'm happy to help get this thing out because I know what's possible when people get email, start to make progress and understand the email and having the confidence to actually use it as an asset in their business.
Exactly.
I know you, and I believe that's not even believe. I know what you give in terms of knowledge, in terms of encouragement, empowerment, community, and just plain resources. I know that when people come in contact with you, they can't help but grow, can't help but learn. And in this particular course is like crash course to cash. You're going to be the fastest. I mean, I really 5 weeks, and you're going to have assets done, but also you're going to have a skill that you can take forward forever. I'm happy to share this with anybody I can because I know that it's going to change lives and it already has. I want to highlight something else that you didn't talk about yet, which is the 14-day money back guarantee.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Right? It's not even 14 days. You get 2 out of 5 of the meetings. I mean, you got 5 weeks. You're gonna get 2 weeks that you can check it out, see how you feel about the value, find out what you're learning, and if you feel like it's not a fit, Maria's got your money on like a spring load. She'll shoot it right back to you.
Go ahead and give you that money back ASAP. I mean, and it goes back to what I said earlier, right? Or what we said earlier about selling.
Yes.
We're not trying to strong arm people and get them in this community only for you to hate it and not find value in it and then go and badmouth the program. That's not what I'm interested in. So that's why I made the 14-day money back guarantee so easy, because at the end of the day, if you're not satisfied, if you're not interested in what we're doing, I certainly do not want you to feel forced to be in this community. No, that's going to bring the morale down. It's just not a good look. So yes, after two sessions, you do have the ability to request a full refund on your fee for joining the program. So again, just want to make this super easy for you all. Again, Donnie is sharing something that is not sold to the public. that is exclusively offered by Crash Course to Cash at this, juncture. And you'll have access to me. You'll have access to my team, 5 weeks live, and the sessions are recorded. They are recorded, so you'll be able to access them. So, hey, at this point, I hope that you see the value based on what we shared today. And of course, I would love to have you be a part of the program. It'd be awesome.
Yes, and again, this is the kind of thing that can take you to a whole nother level in your career if you're a copywriter or not, right? If you're an entrepreneur who just that your email marketing hasn't been as consistent or as impactful, profitable as it could be, and you want to take it to the next level, make it worth the effort that you put into it, and also again have the confidence to know I can send this out and produce results. Then this is a great program for you. It's also like, I don't know if we said it quite this way, but like the community nobody's going to look at you and say, how come you're here? How come you're not here? Why are you doing this? It's going to be an accepting community, love, and it's a mushy word, but you're going to feel the love.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the camaraderie. You're going to feel the support. It's going to help you I'm excited to learn, and I'm excited to do, and I'm excited to see what my friends are doing. And
exactly.
Again, you can read a book, or you can be in a community of people who are learning together.
Right.
And feedback in real time. The book can't answer your questions, right? You understand this. You can't say, clarify this, help me with this. But in this community, you're going to have Maria. I'm going to be around, and then also your fellow members. You can bounce ideas off each other. It's just an incredible community, and incredible opportunity. And as Nikki mentioned too, from the previous cohort, it's an exceptional opportunity for you to learn. Whether you're a copywriter or just someone who needs copywriting, needs email marketing, this is the kind of thing that, the ROI is insane. $497.
Yeah, one-time fee, not a subscription. So you don't have to worry about, next year you got to pay XYZ. So just one-time fee, one and done. We get you in there 5 weeks later. You got your automation set up, your emails ready to go. You're good to go.
One of my clients, it's a different industry, but it's an 8-week program that costs $12,000. So, the price is obscenely low.
It is true, and it will be the last time that you can get it at this price point. I just gotta stress it now. It's the last time.
Right. If you ever want to try this again, if that amount is a stretch for you, again, there's no pressure here.
Right.
You can split it in 2 payments though, and then there's 30 days in between payments. So you will have the money back guarantee is before your second payment would even be due.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You don't even have to lay out $497 and hope to get it back. You could put down half it out. I can't remember what you said the amount, and then have your 14 days to see what you think, see if it's a good fit, and then you can request your money back. Guaranteed, you're going to get no hassle money back right away. Not one of these will give you your money back in 6 to 8 weeks. It's ready for you to come right back. Maria don't even want to keep your money, right? It's not about that for her.
Exactly.
And that'll be before you have to make the second payment. So really, all that's at quote unquote risk, and there's no risk, but all that's at risk is the 240. So whatever.
Whatever the number is. Look, we're writers, not mathematicians. Okay.
That's exactly right. When you say it every time, I'm like, that's it. That's right.
Yeah.
I also said, I don't know if I can't remember if I said this with y'all, but somebody was criticizing my spelling. Like, I'm a copywriter, not a copy speller.
Right, exactly.
I'm a pretty good speller, but sometimes, I don't know everything. That's not what my focus has to be on. So anyway, this is going to be an incredible opportunity for you. So I just want to encourage you. There's the link there. Yes, that's an affiliate link, but whatever. I want you to just check out the sales page. If you haven't been convinced by these conversations, go to the sales pages and just get a little bit more information, and it will be, you can read it at your pace instead of listening to my fast talking stuff. And just think about it. If you see opportunity there, come on, $497. I don't mean to like come on, it's like you're goofy if you don't do it. But what I mean to say is, if you wanted to hire a copywriter, what are you going to get done for $497?
Yeah. Forget about it.
I barely get on the phone with you for $500.
Yeah.
Like, and increasingly, like, I don't even want to get on the phone unless you're paying me. So, it's true, and you know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there, one email from Maria costs more than $497. One email from me costs more than $497.
Yeah.
And if you go buy emails from somebody who's cheaper, that doesn't mean they're going to be bad. But I mean, there's still only a limited number of emails you can get for $497.
Exactly.
This is going to give you the ability to do them for yourself, or to train your team how to do them. They'll have the access to the trainings if you want to share. I think you can share with team, right? You're not against people sharing with their teams, right?
No, I'm not.
And you can have templates, which you can use forever. You're going to have access to the automation, just the files, so you can upload them or adopt them to whatever CRM that you're using. The price is really low. So again, no shame if you don't want to do it, or it's not the right place for you right now. But the opportunity is spectacular, and again, it will never be more affordable than this.
No, it won't. So deadline October 15th. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the program cohort 2. I'm excited.
I'm gonna show y'all something.
Yes, I need to see this peacock room.
So this is a big thing on the wall. We have, go around here. Hopefully my camera doesn't disconnect. We have painting number 2.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
This is not, but it matches the color scheme.
Okay.
And we have a little, like a metallic.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
We have, I don't know if you can see with the lighting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Feathers, and there's a little porcelain plate, stuff like that. Nice. And there is, like I got a little statue thing.
Oh wow.
And this little bowl thing. I don't know if you can see that at all.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh, that's beautiful. Anyway, those crystal balls. Those are nice.
That's right. So we've made a peacock room. That's just one of the themed rooms. we have a mermaid room, which maybe I'll show you all next time.
Oh wow.
The mermaid room is even more comprehensive in its coverage than this. Anyway,
thank you. That's dope.
I'm glad that you.
Thank you.
Hope that you learned something valuable.
Thank you for being here. Awesome.
So we're gonna get out of here, but Crash Course to Cash is open until is available until the 15th. It's 4 more days.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity, great community, great resource. And Maria and I are gonna come back tomorrow.
We are coming back tomorrow. Yeah. So tomorrow, look, I have to look at the time because each day I think we had some differences here. So tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see. I think tomorrow's session. Okay. So tomorrow's session is at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you're in Niger, I believe that is 9 p.m. your time. I believe possibly 8 p.m. your time.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, if you're in Niger, that's 8 p.m. your time tomorrow night.
What time it is in Pakistan.
Right, I know Pakistan now. I don't know, Mr. Malik. I'm not sure, what time that is for you. But yeah, so we look forward to having you all tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Oh, that's beautiful. 2 p.m. Central. Again, I believe that is 8 p.m. Niger time. So yeah, we look forward to having you all. We're gonna have
Chris is in Toronto, I think. So I think that's Central time, right? So
Toronto. I thought they were Eastern. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's north of Detroit, right? I'm thinking north of Chicago. It's more close to Detroit, so it's probably Eastern time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point, though. But I think they're Eastern. I think Toronto is Eastern.
Chris is the one earlier who said Thanksgiving is for giving thanks in our country. In America, it's for selling stuff.
Ouch.
Hey.
Dang.
Hey, it is what it is. So
I said the same thing when I was there. I appreciate that, actually.
We could stand, I think. Everyone says it, but then the corporations want to make their money. So it is what it is. And as marketers, we kind of got to just deal with reality as it is and not as it should be.
True.
So we got to do it. But we could stand to take like a day. Just unplug, hang out with family, do whatever it is that you want to do on that day, but without being overly capitalistic, materialistic,
Exactly.
consumeristic. People watch football, however you feel about the NFL these days. I don't know. It's set aside a day to be thankful for the good things that you have in your life and the good
Yeah,
things to come.
seriously.
So
Okay.
yeah, we got what we got. I think in our own houses we can do what we want though. We're gonna
Oh,
unplug.
absolutely.
We do
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving. The TV's barely on, except I guess Christmas Story, whatever it is. I think it comes on, or maybe it's A Wonderful Life, one of the movies. And so we might have that on, but we don't. We just sit here and be with family.
Right. Exactly.
Be thankful. There's a lot to be thankful for. So anyway, I'm thankful for you, Maria.
Hey, well, the feelings are mutual. I absolutely enjoy our friendship, and these conversations are always jam packed with so much value. I mean, I kid you not, I walk away every time with some new perspective, some new bar that you've dropped. So, yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your time. And of course, those of you who've joined, thank you for your engagement, leaving comments, asking questions. I mean, we really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Niger.
Have a good one.
Nigeria. Because somebody corrected me earlier. I forgot. Somebody corrected me when I said Niger. So I forgot who it was.
Was it Gideon? I'll scroll back up and see if I can see it.
Gideon or not. Yeah, it was Gideon. Gideon corrected me and put a little smiley there. So Niger, Nigeria, y'all know what I'm talking about.
We're all friends here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Y'all have a great day or evening, whatever it is where you're at.